Today, I'm going to cover more on the geopolitics part of geopolitical economy. The Western media is doing two opposite things at the same time. Wants China to stimulate her economy more, but doing everything to undermine China's growth, even if it means undermining investors' confidence into China. The second bit that I'd like to cover is on Africa. Africa has been long forgotten by the West, but it is becoming a new geopolitical hotspot between the East and the West, the East being mostly China and Russia. Both the East and the West are fighting for influence over Africa's resources. Firstly, do you know that African Union's headquarters is located in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia? Secondly, African Union's authority supersedes that of ECOWAS. And thirdly, ECOWAS is being pushed by outside forces to interfere in the revolution that is going on in the Sahel, including the most recent one, which is Niger. Consequences of which could potentially unleash a wave of instability across the Sahel in Africa. As you can see, ECOWAS consists of mostly Western African countries that are predominantly French-speaking. BRICS added Ethiopia as a new member of BRICS Plus, home to the HQ of African Union. After that, African Union is added to the G20. Is it in response to Ethiopia being accepted to join BRICS? Does it mean that the East and the West are both trying to gain influence over the African Union by incorporating Ethiopia as part of their members, as the HQ of African Union is located in its capital? Another concern that I have is geopolitical conflict that potentially arise in ASEAN, or Association of Southeast Asian Nations. One of my concerns is the potential militarization in the fight of geopolitical influence between the East and the West. While border issues between China and ASEAN are important and need to be resolved, the fundamental concern for border issues in the South China Sea has always mostly been about protecting the vast communication network that lies underneath South China Sea, and the concern over the potential risk of trade routes being cut off, sea trade routes to be exact, as a lot of traffic goes through the Straits of Malacca between the East and the West, all the way through to the South China Sea as well. The communication network is important for us in many ways because of the 5G network and interbank transfer to facilitate international money transfer. You can find Dr. David Wallalu on his YouTube channel in Geopolitics in Conflict and Geopolitical Trends. So one thing he thought about is how Western media can shape the narrative by using words. So an example is that NPR, which is a Western media, stated in the headlines that Biden denies improved ties with China's adversaries is meant to contain Beijing. What is the issue that he highlighted here with this title? The issue is the word adversaries. And what are the facts that Vietnam treats China as a bigger adversary than the US, considering the US history in Vietnam? The use of word adversaries here is just one of the examples how it shapes the narrative, influence the thought process of readers by priming readers to think that these countries are natural enemies to China, which may not be factually accurate. I mean, for example, in ASEAN, even between Malaysia and Singapore, we have issues with each other regarding to water security. And these kind of issues that are related to water security, should it be considered as adversarial? And if it is not adversarial, then isn't it an overblown sort of use of the word adversary? Again, for anyone who is interested in understanding the language of geopolitics, I would recommend Dr. David Wallalu. So that's it for today. Thank you. My name is Chan. If you like this video, you find it informative, please like and subscribe to my channel. Also, please do share with your network. Thank you. Bye bye.